Welcome to 2016, the year of Metroid. I'm Pat of Give Pat a Job, and welcome to my Twitch channel. Now, while the background here plays and you get a little bit of music, let's talk a little bit about Metroid. This was one of the first games that I played as a kid when I got my Nintendo. First game that everybody got back then was, of course, Super Mario Duck Hunt combo. Legend of Zelda, which blew my little mind. But Metroid was probably the 4th or 5th game that I got. It didn't come originally as a release. I believe it came out in August of '87, whereas the Nintendo was actually released the previous year. So even though you do see copyright 1986, it didn't hit the United States until 1987. 1986 is when it was released for the Famicom Disk System out in Japan, so they just listed the copyright as 86. I have never played a Famicom Disk System, but it should be noted there are some subtle differences between the two versions. As we work through the game, we'll talk about that a little bit. But this game is fantastic and flawed. It's got the best of both worlds. So let's just get going. Just to clear up some stuff about what I'm doing here, yes, I do own the original cartridge and I can play it in its original form, but for the sake of streaming, I am using an emulator. So we're using FCE UX version 2.2.2, in case anybody's curious. And also, for the sake of ease, I am actually using an Xbox One controller for all of this, because, well, let's just be honest, it's a little bit easier. So, I guess those are my cheats, but otherwise I don't plan on using any walkthrough. I will say that I've seen plenty of speed runs of this game, so I have a rough idea where certain things are, but I by no means have any idea where everything is. So this might take a little while. I know world record runs can be in the 15-minute range. 100% runs can be in the 45-minute range. We'll be lucky to get through this in hours. But my plan is to work through the entire Metroid series in release order. So let's just get going. So here we go. Metroid. Maybe. Oh, jeez. Okay, sorry about that. Had a little bit of technical difficulty, but we are ready to go with our Year of Metroid 2016. Buckle up. Here we go. So I'm probably going to talk a little bit about design through all this. I owe more than a little bit of thanks to Jeremy Parish, who's kind of a video game historian. I think is probably the best way to describe him. So our first pickup here is going to be the Maru Mary, or the Morph Ball, as it's called. Interesting note here. This, from a design standpoint, is already kind of breaking some rules. If you notice, and you had played, you'd started off your whole game career by playing Super Mario Brothers, you'll know that you moved from left to the right. And this game kind of blows that out of the water by making you go to the left. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot now if you're playing a lot of modern games, but back then that blew your little mind, because what would happen is you'd start here and you'd move over to the right, and then you would just get to a point that you can't move past without that ball being right here. And so then what do? You gotta backtrack and figure out that you need the little ball here. So we got our ball. And with that in mind, the next step is we have to get some missiles. Now, Design-wise, you're going to notice that you have these long vertical stretches. Hey, look at that. We're even emulating the slowdown that you would find when too many moving things are on the screen. That's exciting. Sorry, where was I? So you have these long vertical stretches of game with horizontal pieces in between. The programmers actually had to do that. So vertical sections are always linked by horizontal sections. You can't have two in the same. You can't have two next to each other. Crap. You can't have two next to each other from a programming point of view. It just didn't work. They had some cheats around that by actually making vertical sections as programmed as horizontal sections. Oh boy, already off to a good start, I see. I will do my best to keep that beeping noise out of the out of the stream, because boy, that can get irritating. So like here, you have this long horizontal section that really serves nothing except to link two vertical sections together. So let's see, if my memory is correct, we're going to come all the way down here and get some missiles. Oh boy. But we got some problems here. Really? Alright, so that is probably what you're going to get a lot of here. Oh, the password screen. You know what? We're going to talk about the password screen at some point, because this is one of the first games to use a password, and it's kind of interesting how they did it. Back then, batteries were really expensive to put in cartridges, and Legend of Zelda was the first. It was one of the first, if not the first. I'll have to do some better research for you guys. But it was one of the first to have a battery backup in it. But it was really expensive, like almost prohibitively expensive. So they weren't sure how Metroid was going to do from a sales point of view. So they kept the battery out and went with a password system. And the password is basically just a hack. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because I should point out, because I'm using an emulator, I do not plan on using any passwords. I'm going to abuse save states. That might be cheating, but otherwise we are never going to get through this. I'll just be honest with you. I'm also taking advantage of a rapid fire, which may be a cheat, but if you consider I could potentially be using something like the, oh geez, already, the NES Advantage, then, I could, potentially be using some hardware to give me rapid fire, but we're just going to go with the software and just cheat a little, I guess. Wow. I am bad at games. I used to be so much better at this. Alright, so maybe I can't promise that you're not going to have a bunch of beeping through this entire thing. Once we start picking up energy tanks, that should get rid of that. I am probably going to want to not deal with that. What's nice is that for the most part, things will drop what you need. There are some points when you're kind of wishing you had some missiles, and it doesn't seem to be dropping them when you need them. But it's also interesting that they only start you with 30 health when you can max it out at 100. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so again, the quest for missiles. Now, if you are trying to cheese your way through this game, it is quite possible that you will die on purpose. I assure you I am not dying on purpose. Just gonna sit here and see if I can get some health. Actually, that's an interesting point. If they leave something behind, then they stop spawning, which is kind of a handy trick. There we go. Love that noise. Love it, love it. Alright, so we got missiles. Now we need bombs. And I think it's this way. So here's where my memory has now failed. We got missiles. I don't know what else we need. Okay. Okay, well, at least we got missiles, so that's something. Yeah, let's keep going. Oh, this is embarrassing. But, that's the year Metroid for you, I guess. I might need to change the button layout at some point because I keep trying to shoot when I am jumping, so that's on me. That's just bad mapping on my part. Okay. I believe in the lore, those are known as Scree, I think? Everything's got a name. I didn't bother to look it up. I should. I might do some more research as we go through this. But when this game was made, there really wasn't a whole lot of lore to the whole Metroid universe. But it would become deep with lore by the time you started hitting the Prime series, which was GameCube. Really, I mean, it depends on who you talk to as to where this game reached its peak. I mean, I am just a huge fan of Super Metroid, the Super Nintendo game, the third in the series. I know a lot of people are. Like, it's really hard to fault that game. But as far as design goes, this game brought a lot of firsts into the arena. So you had traditional RPGs where, you know, you get stronger over time and you had like this crazy inventory stuff, you know, like you had your Ultimas and the like. But this was the first real attempt to bring together RPG and action. Because as we go through this, Samus, of course the main character's name, becomes stronger, and at the end is kind of a formidable opponent to most of the bad guys in this game. Although, you know what, you have to question bad guy. I don't know how many of these creatures are the supposed space pirates that you're fighting, and how many are just, you know, just happen to be living in the world that you're wrecking as you go through. I can't believe that this bug is any kind of, like, a space pirate scientist. You know, seeming like a lab coat or something, but, okay. But by the time you start hitting those later games, and you got a pretty deep lore to pull from, to the point that, honestly, I'm not sure I could tell you any of it. To be fair, part of the fun of my year of Metroid is that I have not played all of the games. I have not played completely through either of the Prime games, so that'll be interesting. I'm hoping to get through this. This is not right. Okay, that's not right. That will take you down to where Kraid is, I believe. Kraid, one of the two mini-bosses that you fight. You know, this is, I think, one of the first games to give you the idea of a mini-boss. Kind of a really powerful creature that you meet halfway through your experience that you have to defeat to move on. That's funny because, you know, you're looking at a game that's almost 30 years old and you see people who speedrun this game specifically, like this is their specialty. And it's just amazing how they get around some of the limitations. For example, you can actually get through this game without having beaten either of the mini-bosses. Although you don't see a whole lot of that because the mini-bosses will give you 75 missiles, which you need to get to the end. Like, you cannot beat this game without the missiles, and if I'm not mistaken, you can't beat it without the freeze ray. Freeze ray is very important in this game, because by the time you get to the end and we're meeting Metroids, we're going to have to freeze them to take them out. I mean, I suppose you could get around that, but if you are speedrunning the game, you absolutely need the freeze ray. When we get to that room, I'll show you what I'm talking about, but there's a way to pretty much go right from here to the last area, which we are not doing right now. Right now, I am on the search for bombs, which I think are up here towards the top. Nope, wrong again. I am not doing too well. Here we go. Definitely not in here. Alright, so we are gonna backtrack a little. And that's one of the nice things about this game. It has a persistent map, so, I mean, everything is in a very specific location. And hang on just a second here. Hold up. Oh, yeah, so sorry, I was just getting some comments there. So, here we go. So, where are we? Kirk, you threw me off. Alright, so, where was I? Yeah, so it was one of the first games that has like a really consistent map system to it. So everything's really in the same place, and it's really just a matter of knowing where it is. I have long forgotten where everything is, as you can clearly see. Ah! Okay, so you see this? So you see how the blocks here are a different color than the ones surrounding it? This is actually a memory limitation of the game. I guess if anything, it just proves that I have a pretty good emulator. If you move too fast in the game doesn't know how to write the memory correctly. So what it does is it just kind of guesses at what should be there, and when that happens, you'll see that you have sprites of different colors show up. So I clearly was moving a little too fast for things. It's kind of just a cool glitch that occasionally happens. But, yeah, so here we go. Vital Signs 87. I love old Metroid games too. I have not played this in so long, so this is going to be real fun to see how long this actually lasts. So I thought we were going for bombs, and we picked up the long beam, but you know what, we're going to need that anyway, so yeah, so advantage, can shoot way across the screen. Disadvantage, you shoot slower. Alright. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, well, like I said, my plan here is to go through all of the games in release order. I highly doubt that I'm going to make it through all of the games in a year. We'll be lucky if I'm done with this one by March. But we're gonna try. At least give my stream some focus, yeah? Alright, what's in here? Alright. Okay, now, I know this is not the right way to go. This is what leads to the last area. You'd eventually come upon a room that has 2 statues of the bosses, sorry. And if you shoot the mini-bosses' statues after you've defeated them, then it opens up the last area. Like I said, there is a way to cheese that with the freeze ray. And when we get to that point, I'll show you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to post this on YouTube when I'm done here. And I will include some links to some interesting speed runs. There's a really good one where guy gets through the game. I forget his name. I'll make sure to link it though. In about 15 minutes. Clearly, we're not getting through this in 15 minutes. Alright. I don't know what's over here, so might be an energy tank. We could definitely use an energy tank. Let's see. So here's some interesting rooms. From a design point of view, it's gonna kill me. you walk through that room, and it doesn't look like anything, but then you see the little critter, whose name I haven't forgot, down there at the bottom. So it gives you kind of a hint that you can move down there. So the game's kind of showing you that, hey, not everything's what it seems. And then once you, yeah, you know what? I think that might have been the video that I saw, actually. Those speedruns are insane. Like, it's a level of play that I will probably never get to. Just being that good at something, and just, I don't know, just being able to understand how the game works on such a deep level is to me really admirable. All right, energy tank, admirable. Sorry, energy tank. Here we go. So what's cool about energy tanks is that we now have power in increments of 100. So I think the maximum number of energy tanks you can get is 6. It might be 8. Again, I've done no research for this, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, but at any rate, so in that room, you see that there's something moving around down there, and it gives you the idea that you actually can go down there. So it's kind of an interesting hint. Yes, the door glitches. As you move through doors, good call there, Vital Sign. As you move through doors, you can do this glitch where you get hit by an enemy as you go through the door, and if you work it a certain way, you can actually get trapped in a wall, and oh boy, we really killed it there. And you can actually move up the wall. Some people who do 100% runs can use that to get the Various suit long before you ever would be able to otherwise, by coming up underneath of it. But there's kind of a risk-reward, because if I'm not mistaken, again, no research, if you do that when you're trapped as a ball, you can never get out of it. Okay, so I think these are bombs. Okay. Let's see. Please be bombs. Bombs! Alright. Here we go. Now, I forgot if this actually leads you anywhere. Maybe not this one. I know other ones will. Bombs are also a fun thing to use. Because of the way that the bombs are... Whoops. Because of the way the bombs are set up, you can actually kind of bomb your way infinitely. So as you can see here, you can kind of move up through here, and you can, in theory, bomb your way all the way up to the ceiling if you are good. I am not very good, so we are not going to be doing that, but it is definitely a technique that you'll see the pros use. Actually, you know what? Coming up here in a couple weeks is the Games Done Quick Marathon. I think that's in a couple weeks, actually, and if you have never watched a Games Done Quick Marathon, you should be able to find it. Just type that into Google, and they broadcast all their games off of Twitch. It is really one of the most interesting things you will ever see if you are remotely interested in video games and how they work. You'll get to... Oh boy. Yeah, that's bad news. You'll get to see it all. I mean, you'll get to see people who are speedrunning every possible game you can imagine, as well as tool-assisted speedruns. Now, tool-assisted speedruns are a lot of fun. Hang on. So, remember I said you got a little critter down there? So, if I am correct, you can bomb your way through this floor, and I think this leads to the freeze beam? Maybe? Let's see. There's another corridor like that, another horizontal corridor that is actually... Well, I won't say that it's a trap, but it's very difficult to get out of. Like, it's a straight down corridor. And if you fall down there, you're going to be spending most of the day trying to get out of there with your freeze beam. So I clearly picked the right one. I'm just not sure if it's actually my freeze ray or not. I'm going to say probably. Alright. Alright. So that is the freeze beam. Other beams that are available in this game, I mean, the long beam, clearly... Okay, so you see this room over here on the left? This is the other horizontal quarter, and as you can see, there's no footholds. It's just a bunch of those little corncob-looking guys. Again, no research, I don't know what they're called. But basically, you're going to be using your freeze beam to use those to jump up and around. So, freeze beam is noticeably weaker than your regular charge, but it does allow you to, of course, freeze things. Oh, this is going to be kind of a pain. Yeah. Such as that, which is handy to give you some footholds on things. So the other beam is the wave beam, but we are not going to use that because it is very, very difficult to beat this game without it. Now, kind of want to get trapped in the floor here if you can, and I missed it. Okay. This could take all morning, guys. Okay. Ah, crap. If I was really of any skill, I could I could bomb my way up there. Ah! Oh boy. Here's where things are gonna get embarrassing. Okay. I need to wait a little bit longer than I think I need to wait. There we go. Good. Alright, off to the races here. So from here, I really have no idea where to go. I definitely need some... Tell you what, I know where there is one more health energy tank pickup, and I think we can do it using the freeze ray before we get the 7 seconds. Thank you. So this is the one that's going to dump you down at the bottom of that shaft, so we are not going to be using that. Alright, so I have no idea where to go from here. I think if I was a pro player, I would probably be going to try and take care of Kraid right about now. You could potentially do that. I don't have really enough missiles. Various suit would probably be a good idea. But for now, we are going to try and get that other energy tank. If I knew where I was going, that would also be kind of helpful, so... Alright, here we go. Alright, so... Everybody have a good New Year. I'm Old Man Pat at this point, and my 4-year-old does not give a crap about staying up till midnight, and certainly does not want to sleep late, so I think the old man route of going to bed by 8 o'clock was the way to go last night. But I live vicariously through everyone else, so I'm hoping everyone else went and got... Oh yeah, you want to help? Alright, what should be my next pickup, in your opinion? Right now, I was just going back to get that energy tank that's towards the beginning of the game, now that I got the freeze ray. But I could probably use some more missiles. Like I said, I know we can go after Kraid, and that's a 75 missile drop, but as you can see from my skills, there's probably little chance I'll take him down at this point. Alright. Oh, right. That's not gonna... Hungover? Yeah, no, I hear ya. Oh, I wish I was hungover. Gonna be hungover on Metroid here in about 20 minutes or so. Oh! Well, if Metroid can help cure your nausea, then I'm happy to help. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to glitch that. I'm not sure I'm going to get that to work. That reminds me, actually, now would probably be a good time to save here. Like I said, I am abusing save states. Don't hold it against me. So, various suit is that in Norfair, or is that... Wait, this is Norfair, right? Yeah, I'm trying to play this, I think, as legit as possible. Just because I don't think I'm really good enough to glitch through it any other way. Oh, don't worry, I know what you're talking about. This is Brinstar. Norfair is Ridley's domain, right? Well, I mean, hell, if you want to get technical about it, I am using rapid fire. That's kind of like cheating, I suppose. Not this way. I think it's the other way. Whoops. Wasn't expecting that. Ah, that's the problem with rapid fire. Okay. I know there's something good back in here, so let's see if we can get to it. Elevator to Norfair down that shaft. At the end of this one, or the one... the door just underneath? I think it's the door underneath. Okay. That ain't gonna work. Let's do this. Really? Vertical orange one, okay. There's something up here somewhere. Ah, right, but I need the long jump to get there. I could probably freeze that thing up there, but to be honest, that ain't gonna happen. Alright. Oh boy. Alright. Missiles! Good for the heart. What? Okay. Is there anything over this way? It's one of the things about this game is, oh man, I should just die. Go back to the beginning. Freeze the monster? Alright, hey, you know what? Let's give it a try. Nothing else we know I can get back here. I'm going to... Save that. Ah! Now I can probably do that by getting trapped in the blocks, yes? Oh, right, but I gotta have that thing come up with me. Tank at the end of the hall. This one here? How am I going to get that thing to go up here? Oh! Shoot. Ah! Alright. Oh, brother. Tank at the end of the hall. This hall right here, you're saying? Ain't got time for you. There's a tank down here, you say? Ah! Ah! Secrets! Giving away the secrets here, my friends. Oh, now you're playing with power. Superpower! Thanks, guys! Excellent. Alright. And here's why I die like jump. Let's over this way. Yeah, what's the point of having all this energy if I don't use it in stupid ways? Hey, there's a example of that glitch. Let's save there. Okay. Okay. Were we already here? I think this is where the bombs were. Maybe? Yes, we're already here. Okay. Anybody make any New Year's resolutions? I'm always interested to see what people want to do for the new year. I actually resolved... there's an interesting article off of Polygon about resolving to play fewer games. Not play less games, but fewer games. And I think I'm going to try that, because that seems like a good idea. I have this need to play all these games that come out, and I never actually finish them, or I just move on to whatever the new hotness is at the time. And I think it makes me a worse gamer for it. So I'm going to try and play fewer games and I'm going to try and get through all these Metroids. If nothing else, it adds a little bit more focus to my streaming. I would just stream whatever I happen to be playing at the time. Be like, hey, here's some Destiny, hey, here's some, you know, Tomb Raider, you know, but it wasn't really focused. So this, I think, gives some focus to the stream, and besides, it's fun to talk about Metroid. It's fun to talk about games that are 30 years old, because everybody's kind of figured out everything there is to figure out about them, and it kind of helps you appreciate where games are today. Like if you're playing the new Tomb Raider, there's so much of Metroid in it. It's insane. Like, you know, all the various little pickups that make you stronger by the end, backtracking for completion, just female protagonist. Oh, spoiler alert! I don't know if everybody didn't know that. I'm sure everyone in the chat knows that. But if you did not know that, depending on how quickly you beat the game, you will come to find that Samus is actually a woman. Nintendo being progressive at the time, which was a big thing back then. Oh, we went too far. We went too fast. Remember I was telling you about that glitch where the memory doesn't know how to deal with the game and it just kind of cheats it? There you go. Maybe we'll get it to happen again here. Alright, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to head down to Kraid's area. Now that I have a couple energy tanks, and see what we can do down there. Although, you know, high jump. Nah, you know what? Varia might be the way to go. Oh, yes, please. Ah! Oh, come back, come back. I need you. Ah, come back here. Screw attack before then? Alright. Okay, I think maybe I got it. Oh, not quite. That's gotta have got me, yes. There we go. Sorry, just saving there real quick. Alright, we're going to work our way over to... First time, so we're not racing anybody. That's true. I am not racing. This is more of a marathon than a sprint. Although I got to admit, I'm a lot further along than I thought I would be at this point. This is not happening today. In fact, I'm probably going to stop streaming here in probably about the next 15 minutes or so. So I tell you what, let's get to where Ridley's area. Is that where the screw attack is? Down by Ridley. And then we're going to call it a morning. But I will be coming back to this probably a little later today and tomorrow morning. We're going to keep this up until we get through it. So feel free to follow to see streaming schedules. Join me on Facebook. I'll be updating schedules there. Yeah, I recall from when I was 12 that that is kind of a shit area and a real pain in the butt. Down here, I think, and on the other end. Right? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. And like I said, if you miss any of these, I will be putting these streams up on my YouTube channel, so feel free to catch them there. I do stream at odd times. Unfortunately, this is not my full-time job. Actually, fortunately, this is not my full-time full-time job because I would probably get a terrible annual review. But I do have lots of respect for people that can do this full-time. There are some streams out there that are a lot of fun to watch. Any streams that you guys watch on a regular basis? Oh, here we go. All right. Are the high jump boots in this area, or is that in Norfair? I forget. Actually, you know what? We're gonna play it safe here. Oh man, the Super Metroid runners are fantastic, man. Like I said, the Games Done Quick marathon is so awesome. I love watching the races. Like I think during the Winter Games, when the Winter Games Done Quick, they had a on the right side. You say? Okay, high jumps down here. Wait. All right. If I'm not mistaken, I think does this way lead to like a dead wall, maybe? A second here, okay. Oh, but like the 4-way races, like when they do races of Super Metroid, it's just unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie, me getting through this is really just an excuse to get to Super Metroid. Now that one I have played through a few times. I mean, not speed level, but speed run level, but yeah. But it's still such a tremendous game. Oh man. Alright. No, man alive. Where are you at? There we go. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Well, when in doubt, go up. Or down, I guess. I don't know. Is that a rule somewhere? Well, how is it? Always go up. Bomb everywhere? Yeah, this is a, oh, right, because isn't there stuff, like, in the walls that you have to, like, freeze guys on? Aha. Thanks, Vital. I'll check those out. Oh, I forgot about those little assholes in the lava. No! I am not sure what I just picked up here. I knew one of these had a little tube under it. Oh, that's a problem. Oh! Oh man, we got lucky there. Oh yeah, fake lava. I think you can bomb under that. Yeah, so we just picked up something that I don't know what it is. It's definitely not the high jump. I can tell you that. Another ice beam? Oh. Alright. Is it worth going to the top of this tunnel, or no? Oof. Let's see what's in here. Wait. Are those guys that you cannot kill, maybe? Alright. Oh, sweet. Can always use lots of missiles. Good, because I'm going to need them, I think. Skill. Not really. Ooh, 2. Very exciting. Very exciting. Oh, shoot. That's not where I want to be. Oh, I'm an idiot. Alright, here we go. Alright, folks, I'm going to take a save right here, and I'm going to call this one a day. I want to thank everybody for watching. Keep an eye out. I will be back continuing 2016 year of Metroid. So everybody have a good 2016, or at least a good first day to 2016, and we will return here soon with more Metroid. Thanks for your help, everybody. Take care.